Today with me on Showbiz India, it's once again great to see Dr. Ashok Amritraj. Thank you so much for joining us and taking the time out.
Lovely to be here, Reshma. Lovely to be here. And before we get started, let me just wish all your viewers really good health. And I hope they're keeping well in this very crazy time and staying safe and healthy.
That's what's most important right now, as you just said, that everyone needs to be safe and healthy. So Ashok, I have to say, when I heard you were making this biopic on Arthur Ashe, I was very, very excited because through Showbiz India, we have been promoting South Asians getting involved with Black Lives Matter and how to become better allies. So this is such an incredible story of the only Black man to have won the Wimbledon, to won US Open and Australia Open. So congratulations on that, and tell me, what are you feeling right now?
Well, Arthur lived an extraordinary life. Unfortunately it was cut short, but he was not only a great tennis player, he was also a civil rights activist, both here as well as in South Africa, where he really found his voice. I knew Arthur a bit because we actually played each other in the mid-70s. It was sort of the time when I was playing professional tennis, and I was just coming up. He had won Wimbledon and all of that. I had reached the finals of the Wimbledon Juniors. He's an inspirational and aspirational figure, wonderful temperament, and he's one of these intellectuals that reminds you of the sort of present day Obama. Kevin Wilmot, who's a brilliant screenwriter, is writing the screenplay as we speak. And he won the Oscar for Black Klansman, and just had The Five Bloods, which came out and was #1 on Netflix. Works a lot with Spike Lee, and so I'm very excited about it.
How interesting is that you actually knew him and today you're making a biopic on him, and I believe you have all the support from his estate to do this.
Yes.
And his wife is also involved, or she's a co-producer?
Yes, she is, but we have the total support of the estate, and we've been, of course, we know a lot because of the backgrounds and so on, and Arthur and Jeannie have been friends over the years.
And right now, like I had mentioned before, it's a very unusual time. It's tumultuous, not only because of COVID, and of course, with the killing of George Floyd and what's happened. Yep. What would you like to say to our South Asian community? Because there are quite a few, unfortunately, South Asians that are racist. Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly a big supporter of Black and Brown Lives Matter. I think it's a very important subject to talk about. I think peaceful protests are a good thing, as long as everything is really peaceful and really well run and maintained, as the second half of the protests were. I think, for me personally, these last 3 months have been quite a time of self-reflection as well. It's been an interesting time to spend with family, while at the same time you see all of this chaos around. You think about your past and careers and future and so on. I have been very involved in philanthropy and continue to be so, but also am very involved with sort of diversity and inclusion. I serve on many of the boards, and certainly I'm very proud to serve on the executive committee at the Academy of Motion Pictures for diversity and inclusion. And I think it's so important in our world today because it's so fragmented right now that it feels like we need to come together more, and all of this fragmentation, I think, needs to sort of be set aside, and somehow there needs to be a healing. and hopefully that will come over the next couple of years. But I think there's some stuff to go through before that comes, and I think that's kind of what we are going through. We are seeing that, but I think equality and both in race and gender equality, I think it's so critical now for everything we do.
Do you think right now there is enough diversity, or is there room for a lot more diversity in Hollywood?
No, there's room for a lot more diversity in Hollywood. Yeah, both in diversity and in gender. I think it's. I think we take another step forward because I think we've done a pretty decent job in the last 5 years, but as opposed to the last 100 years before that. When I came here in the mid-'70s, I came to play tennis. Jerry Buss brought me out here to play tennis. And in tennis, you're in a little bit of a cocoon, and you're with buddies and friends, and so you don't feel it as much. And then I got in the movie business in 1980, 81, and it was, I was a brown man in a white man's world. I mean, it was completely white, and there was hardly any talk of diversity at that point at all.
Let's talk about this film in conclusion. How long do you think this film will take? Will it be a theatrical release or a digital release? Do you know any of that yet?
We definitely want it to be a theatrical release. We would hope it's out towards the end of 2021. So that would be the aim. And we'll see. After that, it's always in God's hands. It's, nowadays especially, you see it more than ever because you don't know what's happening next month, let alone, we're talking about next year and the theaters and what's happening, the theaters opening up, what's happening as movies go into production. We have a couple of other movies that are supposed to go into production. So we were meant to shoot in September, October. We pushed that to early next year on another film. So things are, you got to be quick on your feet these days.
Clearly, you're staying busy in your beautiful home quarantine, but your mind is working. Ashok just can't sit still.
That's one thing I can't do.
Keep up the good work, and we look forward to seeing this movie on the big screen. And don't forget to invite us.
Thank you. You'll be at the premiere.
Thank you, Ashok. My love to Chitra and the kids, and stay safe.
Thank you. You too.